going to test the difference between baking cupcakes in an oven and cupcakes in a Dutch oven. I'm going to be using a really simple recipe that my home ec teacher gave me that I think you can probably make while you're camping. I'm going to make them in the kitchen because even though you can see sunlight out that window, it's freezing outside, and I am not going that far to replicate the idea of camping. But because it's really difficult to bring the KitchenAid up a mountain, I'm going to be whisking it all by hand. This recipe makes around 7 to 14 cupcakes. 7 if you half it, 14 if you don't. First, you have to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Always remember Fahrenheit. You're going to need 100 milliliters of shortening, 200 milliliters of granulated sugar. This looks like a glass of milk, but it's pre-measured sugar. 2 eggs, which I'm gonna put in the sieve for now because they break easily. 4 milliliters of vanilla extract, 250 milliliters of milk, 100 milliliters of cocoa powder, 2 milliliters of salt, 4 milliliters of baking powder, and last but not least, 350 milliliters of sifted flour. You have to sift it because that adds air to the mixture and removes the impurities. Baking tray. After you've preheated the oven, you need to get a baking tray and fill it with muffin liners. I am a psychopath, and if my muffin liners are different colors, I want them to go in as a chessboard pattern. For some reason, I don't know why. It just makes sense in my mind if you do it like that. It's odd. Take the shortening and mix it in a large bowl. You gotta cream it. This is fine. It's not that difficult because I'm using Becel, and that's pretty much liquid anyway, even though I've stored it in the fridge. Once it's all smooth and you have no lumps in it and it's like whisked up to the sides, you take your sugar, not your milk, they look very similar, and you pour all your sugar in and cream it till it's light and fluffy. I'm going to add the sugar a little bit at a time. And while I'm doing this, I will provide you with small amounts of philosophy. Have you ever considered you never have an original thought in your life? Because you don't. Everything you think is influenced by everybody else, and everything you've seen, and everything that everyone around you has done. So the first thought you ever have is your only original one. And you don't remember that. This looks almost like shortbread batter to me for some reason. Now you need 4 milliliters of vanilla. I don't have a 4 milliliter measure. I only have a teaspoon, which is 5 milliliters. But because you can't subtract in baking, I think a teaspoon is gonna be fine. It's what you normally put in chocolate chip cookies anyway, and this is chocolate as well. Add your egg to your shortening, sugar, and vanilla mixture as well. You have 2 eggs. Mix it till it's smooth and slightly yellowish. Put that aside and get this bowl. This is for your dry ingredients. Your dry ingredients are sifted flour, cocoa powder, salt, and baking powder. Sift the flour before you measure it. I've already sifted this, so I'm gonna sift it again. Once you've sifted the ingredients, you basically just have to add them all together. Flour, salt, baking powder, and cocoa powder. You can mix them if you don't have a sift, or you can sift them together, which mixes them pretty well. I get that when you're out camping, it's really unlikely that you'll have a sift with you. So, despite what all the professional cooks say, it is fine not to sift your flour. It's okay to have dense cupcakes if you don't have a sift. It doesn't really matter that much on the grand scheme of things. They'll taste just fine. Mix it a little more just to make sure that you got everything in there. If you do sift your flour, don't tap the bowl on anything because you don't want anything to settle. You want it to be light. You have to add your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients alternately. What that means is you take some of the wet ingredients and you spoon it into your egg, vanilla, shortening, and butter mixture. Then you mix it till it's all incorporated. And don't dump it all over yourself. Pro tip, if it doesn't go in with a whisk, you can always take a spatula and fold it in. Folding it in works by going around the sides and then just flipping it over. It works better than a whisk because all of the dry ingredients that are on top don't fall out of the bowl. Then, because you're adding it alternatively, you add a little bit of milk. And yeah, I suck at this as well. But it's okay. Another random thought. Do you guys ever hate it when a show ends with the power of friendship? The power of friendship is awesome, but do you ever look at a show and think that would never happen in real life if they did it like that? And do you ever look at a villain that had no real reason to turn good in the end and does that to save the heroes? And just think, you could have won. You could have won, buddy, but you didn't. It's just me, isn't it? Okay. It's just me. Add some more dry ingredients. But I do love a good redemption arc, I must say. Add some more milk. It should be toughening up every time you add the flour mixture and loosening a little bit more once you add the milk. Adding some more flour mixture. Add the last of your milk to the mixture. Keep stirring. So once you've mixed everything and it's a nice even color and very smooth, like this, you can panic over whether or not it's actually done. Stir it a couple more times, clean off your whisk, dump that in a bowl, and grab your muffin liners. Scrape down the sides first to make sure that you don't miss any batter. And you can get some spoons or an ice cream scoop. My ice cream scoop, yeah, I'll try it actually. I don't normally use an ice cream scoop, but why not? Okay, this wasn't a terrible mistake. I am putting half of my batter aside so that I can make them in the Dutch oven as well. So just gotta put this in here. Put them in the oven. On the middle rack for 15 to 20 minutes. The first thing you need to do when you're making anything on a Dutch oven is to heat up the coals over an open flame. Heat the coals up until they're white hot. When you're carrying the container full of hot coals, make sure to be wearing a glove and not to jostle the container, because if you jostle the container, coals could fall out and set something on fire. Place the coals underneath and on top of the Dutch oven so that the heat is evenly distributed. Put a thermometer or something else to measure the temperature inside the Dutch oven. Take your batter and fill your cupcake liners or paper cups 3/4 filled with cake batter. Check the temperature on the Dutch oven. If it isn't 350, Let it keep heating up and maybe add some more coals. When it's 350 degrees Fahrenheit, you can pour 1/4 inch of water into the bottom of the Dutch oven. Don't burn yourself on the steam. Then place the cupcake liners inside. Put the lid back on and wait 15 to 20 minutes for the cupcakes to be done cooking. That's the same amount of time you would have had to wait if they were in an oven. Make sure to test the cupcakes' doneness with a toothpick or a metal stick. If it comes out clean, they're done. So, we've made 2 different types of cupcakes. The iced ones are the ones that were made in the oven, and the uniced ones were the ones that were basically steamed in the Dutch oven. Can you try like half of each one at a time and see which one's better?
Well, I will try the Dutch oven one, and I'll break that right here, and I'll pass that to you.
Grab it.
Wow. That's super fluffy.
Really good.
Very
Really
nice.
Okay, try the other one.
All right. Sam? This is the frosted one.
Yeah.
That's really good too, but
Yeah.
the Dutch oven one definitely wins on fluffiness.
Yes.
Just wins. This is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Peace. Thanks for watching. Bye.